Okay, so there's another practice session of OBS and streaming and all of that. Let's see here. You can see my screen. We're going to start off by asking this AI to generate some characters as in its starting image. I'm going to set up some scripts to generate lip-synced video versions of those images, of those characters, to create some more content for the new Lip Sync Flow app that I got out there on Stream Team's website. Um, I'm going to send out this link to the stream to my son to practice showing it to other people. See the video, but I don't know the copy it. There we go. See the video, but I don't know the copy. See the video, but don't. All right, let's try that out. Okay, so that was hours more of messing around with cameras and microphones and such. And I still, honestly, do not have this camera figured out. Need it to not be zoomed in so much, I think. All right, let's try that. All right, so like I said, rehash what we're starting to do here for this Saturday is I need to create more content for the new Lip Sync Flow app. I've got a web page up for it now on the Stream Team website. So this is the new website that has the 4 apps that I have built. The newest one being Lip Sync Flow. This one right here. So I'm creating more content. I have some samples videos down here that I've already rendered with the app just to show what can be
Show
done.
others your dreams and tell a story.
So obviously I took this image and turned it into an animated lip synced version of that character. And then like this right there, that image I turned into this video
Be
here.
creative. Be funny.
Right, and same thing with the cyberpunk image up above.
The future is what we make of it together. Come join us.
So all these were made with the Lip Sync Flow app, which I'm getting ready to hopefully in this next upcoming week start selling.
By working together as a team, we can find the features hiding in our imaginations.
The adventures in your mind can be shown to others. Fight hard.
Teamwork is rational. Join us at Stream Team as a story runner.
So all these were made with this Lip Sync Flow app right here. And I'm And the Stanton radio was made with it also. This is a different guy, a streamer that specializes mainly in Star Citizen. It's a game, a space flight universe, and he made his radio show, a 5 hour long radio show, using my tool, making his character speak with this. So that's the idea behind it. And what I'm setting up to sell it is a USB stick. You just order a USB stick on the shop, the online shop that I'm setting up, and instead of having to learn Python and command lines and AI this or programming that, you don't have to learn any of that. I got it all set up as a portable app on the USB stick, so you can just copy and paste everything off the USB stick onto your computer, and you're done. It's all there. You don't have to do any Python stuff at all, or worry about it having version problems or any of that sort of thing. Um, so anyway, so to create content for more content for that, I'm going to create some more stuff by creating some characters here. I don't even know what. I haven't thought about it. Let's just do various random types of characters. Just start off like a cartoon cowboy character, and just see what that comes up with. Add any images, you just come up with something. And the idea is I'll iterate on this if I have to. If the AI doesn't get it right close enough the first time, I'll put some more details in to get it to. I just want a single character type profile that I can put into the AI app to make them speak. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That one right there should be a good test. Just okay. This is cartoon cowboy. Let's get that one started now because it takes a little while to render these videos. Yeah, okay, I think I'm messing this up again. There we go. All right, so I want to grab this image and then I want to take it over to this other computer. Obviously been doing other work. Characters. Um, Cartoon cowboy. And then I'll pull up Lip Sync Flow's user interface right here and start a new script. Yeah, go and save that one. I'll create a new character here. I don't have I need a voice print for him also. Cowboy. And I don't have one ready. Let's go look for some. No, I'm on the wrong computer. Well, no, actually, I think I have voices over here too. Let's see. The first speech. I just a male voice. It's could potentially pass for a cowboy. I don't and the audio is not coming through. Is it a setting? Oops, no, no, no. Here. Audio. Does that work? Um, no. That. No, it's not the setting either. It's something else. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't ever had to send audio over to myself. But maybe I can get it to play on its own speaker. It doesn't need to stream it over to my headphones. Yeah, not right. There we go. I don't know if it's gonna work. Let's see. Um, Pretty sure it's supposed to be optical, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's not working because I'm doing this remote desktop thing. That's unfortunate. All right, forget it. I'll just copy and paste my way back and forth. Okay, so
Even the chance of successfully confiding her to Benedek's protection had lost something of.
okay, I don't care for that. What if that played? Okay, so let's get a different file, different speaker. Yeah, darn it, clicked on the wrong thing. Trying to, okay, if I pull it up on my phone, maybe I can hear it. to find out if this is even playing across or not. Okay, so let's try that. Play this.
And so strong was my fantasy that I wept.
Maybe I can. That's a female. Here, to find out if this is even playing across or not. Okay, let's try that. Play this.
And so strong was my fantasy that I wept.
It's a female. Yep, that worked. Came across. Okay, so good. Um, so viewers can hear these audio samples. I don't know. Don't even know if they're darn it if they're male or female without listening to some. The ones that aren't tagged.
And there is an old story about
Another female.
The Federal Army was concentrating at Nashville.
Close enough. You're a cowboy now. Rename it. Doesn't have to be that, but it'll help me remember what it is. Okay. Make sure both characters or both files are in this character. Yeah, I already have a picture, but whatever. Okay. Oh, that's not right. Let's try this again. Voice print. Copy. All right. So now I can feed those into the script. Already got the image in. There's the voice print. Okay. So now I have a character set up in here. So I can start making them say and do things in a video. Go ahead and pick that. I'll say, howdy. Making cartoon. Oops. Making cartoon characters. Speak is super easy. Okay. That's, I don't want to up quality. I don't know if that's necessary, but whatever. I do it anyway, just test. Just try all kinds of different things. I don't know when I might stumble across something interesting and new or a bug. Um, anyway, so there's one. Let me go ahead and save this as scripts or two. And let's go ahead and send this off to the rendering surface, which is running on the same computer. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It'll pop up and say the service accepted it. Yep. So it's back there rendering now. And all that really means is that these three services that are running in the background, these are the things that come on that USB stick that make it so that you don't have to learn all this. You just need to have a GPU, a video card with enough RAM, enough memory to be able to make the videos. Generally, from all my testing, you want something, a video card with at least 24 um, gigabytes of VRAM, and then that will be enough for you to generate these videos at reasonable resolutions like I'm doing here, and at reasonable lengths as well. Okay, just checking up on making sure I've still got the streaming working. Actually, I did not go check YouTube to see if it went live. Okay, it is. It's there. Uh, I have no clue how I'd know if somebody was chatting with me. Do I click something to like go to the channel or what? Oh, there's a link over there. Something about moderators. Okay, there's the chat channel. Go to the channel or what? Okay, I think I got that. Let's try Rumble. Does it show? Yeah, I think that's the new one. There's the chat. There's all right. It's all working. Unbelievable. YouTube and Rumble are both streaming. Okay, so yeah, these you don't have to see these if you're running this on your own app, on your own computer. If you get the Lip Sync Flow app, I just like to see them so I can see what's going on in the background. But like this one here is they each represent a different app. So this one is the AI that generates the voices from the voice print. Or, they generate the audio that says whatever text you type in, given the voice print. This one here takes the voice print and the starting image and generates the animated video from that. Makes the character say whatever audio it is you give them. So you combine those two AIs together and you get the final video. And that's what lip synced video. And that's what this app here does. It accepts the incoming request from the UI. So when I was over here in the app and I said service, send a service, that was talking to this thing right here that's running on the same computer. And it coordinates the AIs together and gets the final job completed. So it sits there in the file and you can get your video out and see it. So it's back there running right now. So if I were to check this right there, so this is watching the GPU, what activities happening on my GPU on the computer, and you can see it's working. It's not sitting there at zero or close to it like it normally is. You can see it has 24 gigabytes of memory, as well as shared memory from the main system's RAM, and even though it's not using all of the memory for the GPU right now, and it often didn't even get all the way up to 16 gig. So I suspect that if you keep the videos short enough and the resolution at the same size I'm using, short enough meaning maybe 15-second even videos would work on the 16 gig. I just haven't tried it. I did try it on a 12 gigabyte um, GPU, and at first it didn't work because it kept running out of memory. But if I made the video resolution small enough and made it like 5 seconds long only, then it actually did work on the 12 gigabyte version also. But it's not worth it. It's best just to use a 24 gigabyte GPU, like I assume a 3090 would work, or 4090 is what I'm using, or higher. Um, so in any case, it's back there making this video now, and I don't know how long this is. I didn't look to see, but it'll probably take, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes to get done. And so I'll let that sit back there and work while I come back over here and think of a different character. Um, and let's see here. Yeah, I guess I didn't really, I kind of mentioned the, this is going to be sold on a USB stick, and I have several of the USB sticks set up right now. Just I'm creating a storefront, um, an online store to sell them right now. got most of it done this weekend, but unfortunately, because this is an all new, I don't know anything about running businesses. This is a new thing for me, so I went and started a business earlier to prepare for all of this. An LLC, and I never went and got an EID. And you can only do it Monday through Friday. And I was going to finish setting up the store this weekend, and then found out I had to have an EID, and the EIDs you can only do Monday through Friday, even though they have a website. So I have to wait till Monday to finish up the store. So anyway, the USB sticks hopefully next week sometime will start being available online. And I'll do more of these videos showing it off and stuff. But it's really just a matter of getting the USB from me, plugging it into your computer, copying. Well, I would do. I've ran it off the USB, but the stick, but they're slow compared to your internal drive. So I would copy the entire stick off into an internal drive that has plenty of space on it and it's fast, and I would run it from there. But that's all you have to do. You don't have to do all the fighting I did of downloading Python libraries that are conflicting versions and have to figure out how to make them work together in their own separated Python and virtual environments. And it's been a nightmare, but it always is with these types of stitching together these open source things to make some solution. So anyway, I've done all that for you. So I've got it all on a USB stick, and you just copy and paste it off, and there you go. You don't have to mess with any of that, and you can do exactly what I'm doing here. So hopefully that in the next few days that'll become available. Um, and obviously, I guess what I also should point out is that that's not the only app. I have three other apps I made over the past 2 years building up to this, and this is the last one that I basically have done now. I just got to get everything made public. And that's what I'm doing this video streaming for here today. I'm practicing the streaming stuff because I've never had it. Well, I've done it a few times to practice, but I got a lot more practice to do. But anyway, so these other three apps I am not selling on a USB stick. Just this one. It's big, really big. It's those USB sticks aren't like small ones. They're big ones. They're 250 gigabyte USB sticks. So they're huge, and but they have all the files, all the AI models on there, which are really the big parts. They're gigabytes in size. Each one of them. There's several of them used together. So rather than fighting with how to install them, as well as these huge downloads, it's just USB stick copy paste. But these are much smaller, and I don't have them available like publicly like that. What I'm trying to get people to do is create a feedback loop of you helping me helping you. It's it's for the usually I do that with an employer. So the employer is paying me to design and implement software solutions, and in a team, in several team environment. But here the team would be the public. People are interested in this stuff like I am, and if they join in a team with me, then I can help them help me help them. And so, what does that mean? That means joining my server, which is a Discord server, which you get access to through Patreon. So the idea is hopefully by selling these lip sync flow AI actors, people will find out about these other three apps, and then they'll go, okay, all I have to do is have a Patreon account and connect that Patreon account to my Discord if I haven't already done that, and sign up for the Story Runners membership, which right now it's $5 a month. That gets you onto my Discord server, and then in there I have all kinds of like other plugins made for the apps that don't come with the app, that aren't publicly available. Links to getting like where to go get public voice prints, like you saw me digging through different people speaking sample things. That stuff is public. There's different public libraries to get those voice samples. So if you don't have your own, that's nice. And I show where to go do that on the Discord. Obviously, you can talk to me on the Discord and talk to other members on the Discord and share your own plugins you've made or anything. So that becomes the feedback loop right there. Is join if you join the Story Runners membership, which is pretty cheap, um, then you get these other three apps. This one here, which is an AI-driven storybook writer. I've made a 300-page story with it already. It's look right here, The Darkening Mind, um, and it's all recorded on YouTube for people to watch um, the book playing out. So jump past all this. So what's this video is showing and is the different. It's actually a series of videos. It's showing the book being made essentially, as well as me making my way through the book. So it's sort of like a role-playing
The
game
Darkening
where
Mind is the
you make
first
choices.
300-page plus book to be created with
Jump
Tell Me a
past this.
Tale.
Okay, so
Academy awaited, a place of wonders, challenges, and perhaps friendships. Or would he remain forever the odd one out, adrift even among wizards?
being read back to you right after the page got generated. And then right here, you can see it gives you choices to make of if you want to do this in the story, make this choice. If you want to do this in the story, you could do that. And that's how you can direct the direction that the story goes. Or down below here, you can see a text box where you can just type in your own choice. And so you can then just directly say, well, this is what I want to have happen next in the story, and go. And then it generates that next page with what you said you want to have happen next in the story. So you're partially writing a book. It's partially writing a book. It's partially like a role-playing game where you're going through a story interactively, and it's generating pictures with AI about what's on that page. It's generating the text to speech, and it's using an older text to speech engine to do it. So it's actually not as good quality. I need to redo that whole thing with what I'm using here with this Lip Sync Flow app. It's a better text to speech engine. But in any case, so you can see right there that it works. It's a 300-page book, and you can make your own like that with this app. And then this app, SkinSync, is you can get these cheap touch screens that don't have anything built into them. You get them on Amazon, or I show you how to go to this to the manufacturer site and get them cheap. And this app knows how to talk to those touch screens, and you create your own skins. You upload an image, set the hotspots, say what keystroke you want to have happen when that hotspot gets touched, and then it uploads all that onto the touch screen, and you can use it to drive your games or apps, whatever you want. Uh, I show myself using it to drive this Star Citizen game. So instead of having to remember all these crazy keystrokes, and it has a million of them, I just have multiple touchscreen images set up, and so I can just cycle between them if I'm taking off or if I'm fighting, doing dog fighting in space or whatever. Then I have a different skin for that, and with buttons all on it for controlling it, and I don't have to remember the keystrokes. Um, this whisper stream just does it automates and makes it quick to do in batches, speech to text. So if you have a speaker saying even these audio files of things being said, you could feed them all into here and out. Like what comes out is the actual text from the speaker. And then the lip sync flow is what I'm showing. So these three over here, if you sign up for the story runners, like this here, it actually takes, I have a link to take me over there to the Patreon. Yeah, right at the top. That's where it should be. So this is showing I have two members right now because I haven't gone public. So the two members are myself and a friend who's testing it for me, helping me test some of this stuff. So but when you come here, you would see it as not the creator, but as a potential member, and you'd sign up and here with yeah, $5 a month, story runners, and then that when you connect with the Discord server with your Patreon, then that gets you into the Discord, and then that's where you're talking to me, talking to the others. Oh yeah, and yeah, that was the point. So these apps, they're available for download in the Discord, and when you start them, they check to see if you're a member of the Discord or not. And if you are, so it's really just for members only, these three over here. So this one's I'm selling on the USB stick, one, just because it's way easier to get it onto people's computers without a bunch of hassle, and relatively cheaply. And um, that will introduce people to the story runners, to Stream Team, and these other three apps. And hopefully they'll come join, become a member of the story runners, and then start giving feedback. Like I said, they'll say that, it's like with any solutions I've made in the past. People say, "What about this? Can it do that? Have you thought about making this type of feature?" And that feedback loop will drive the whole "you help me, help you, help me, help you." Uh, anyway, so enough of that. Oh, let me go check and see. Oops. Let me go check and see what the how the videos are coming on. No, looks like it might be done. I don't know if I was talking that long or if it actually went a lot faster than I was expecting, but let me jump over to the job queue folder. Okay, right there, that's the newest one. And that had the name. You can see right there, it creates a file so you can because obviously these things are crazy. It's not easy to tell what what job is like, especially like back here, several jobs. Which one is which? Right? The UI, the user interface back here has a queue right here, job queue. So you can see them without needing to do what I'm doing, jumping in over here. But so I'm not sure what it's showing. Like it's not showing the new one. Does the refresh not actually work? That's why I'm doing this testing. If it is, then that's a bug I need to fix. Because yeah, that's not showing my most recent stuff. Let me close that too and restart it. If it shows up there, then that's a bug that needs to be fixed. Let's just back here. So like this right here was all on a USB stick. This computer is what I'm testing on to simulate the customer. Or the story runner member. So I took on this computer over here, this is my developer computer. I created all this, burned it onto a USB stick, took the USB stick over to this computer, plugged it in, just copy and pasted all of this into this folder here. And that's it. That was the full extent of any type of installation I had to do. Now there is this thing here that you can run in case your Windows isn't updated and doesn't have the latest .NET desktop tool that I'm using to make these user interfaces. Um, and the app will offer to download it for you, but I'm just added it on here to make it easier so you can start off by running that if you want, just to make sure before you even start the app, but you don't have to. But anyway, so let's start this up again. Let's go see if the job queue updated at all. No, I don't know what's going on. It's not updated. Or maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. No, that's the right place. So I'm not sure what's happening here. That's some kind of a bug, I think. Hold it. I'm being dumb. 1011. It's right there. Okay, I was just being dumb, but it was probably there the first time too. But I can't sort by anything. I think that's the problem. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. But okay, so let me take a note on that. As a to do. Uh, okay, which one is this? Lip sync flow. That's it. So to dos, which are mostly done. Those are done. Anyway, so clicking on uh, job queue column headers does not sort. Okay. And that's the type of thing I'm talking about. I can't test every single little thing, even with AI helping me do all of this stuff. Having people join the story runners and doing that feedback, that teamwork feedback, is really crucial for helping find and increase, find bugs or increase the quality in general because of either finding bugs or having good ideas about improving the features or adding features. Okay, so is this where I was leaving off? No, no. I was over there to look at the video and I got sidetracked by the talking about the job queue. Okay, so the video that actually got generated, well, I guess I'll show what I was going to show. So if you're over here in the job queue screen and you find your video that you're looking for, which will help once I get the sorting in, you can just double click and it opens up straight to the job queue folder. And right there's video and there's what got generated. If you had multiple videos generated as part of this clip of the script, multiple script entries. So let's pull show what I mean by that. Go to the script page. So let's reopen the one that I just had. Okay, so this is a script entry right here. So each one of these rows result in one of these AI videos. So you can make them say different things that each last a few seconds long, up to 30 seconds max, and each one of those will turn into one of these videos here. Okay, well, once again, I can't hear the audio from the other computer through this PC sharing multiplicity, so I'm going to have to figure that out later. Let me bring the video over to here and listen to it.
Howdy. Making cartoon characters speak is super easy.
Okay, cool. It worked.
Howdy. Making cartoon characters speak is super easy. Howdy. Making cartoon characters speak is super easy.
And so that's pretty much it. That's all there is to making one of these. Then, well, to get sophisticated like this with it, because these are just clips, making a product of some kind, a solution of some kind, is combining lots of components together into a final thing. And same thing for video making. So you have a bunch of clips that you combine together in different ways, and that's what this guy that's used this app extensively, hundreds and hundreds of these video clips he's made to put together. And in fact, you can see back here is a screenshot from that Stanton radio station of one of the. This is not a real person. He generated that. So let me jump over and show that. If I can find it. Here, Stanton radio right there. That'll be a commercial.
Best and worst dinner for your waistline. Sweet potato. Try to find the purple sweet.
Just your daily reminder from a fat loss dietitian not to sleep on nature's Ozempic.
Today, I'm going to show you.
We want to thank you for sticking with us here on WKHQ 105.9, The Q. The best news and music for the Stanton system. We would like to offer a special for...
Here's another character.
Unblock though. It may feel a cool 6.4 on the temporal body ratio, but that big ball of fire in the sky can still burn your skin. Lastly, on Hurston we have a small...
Right there, how it switched to a different scene. And there's little tricks that are happening real quick there that you don't necessarily notice. Like he'll flip, do a horizontal flip that makes it look like, you know, a different camera angle has come in on that person speaking, just like you see normally on TV all the time. And so you just take and make hundreds of these 3 to 25-second videos and stitch them all together with different little techniques like that, and it's just a show. You don't notice that there are a bunch of individual, clips that were rendered separately. And to accomplish that, there's different things you need to do, like you need to, well, I show you here. The starting image is key. So if you want each image to, like right here, this one. So let's see, the backgrounds, compare that to the input image. Characters. Where's that folder? Right there, Cartoon Cowboy. Okay, so let's look at the image. Okay, so that's the background it started off with. See how close those two are. Pretty close. It stuck mostly to it. Created like an extra little, so that bush right there is in the original image, but it invented that tuft of grass and that tuft of grass. It put clouds in somewhat different places. So like over here on the left, there's a cloud, but it has 2 clouds in different places. So the point is that the starting image you give it, depending on, like, the resolution may not match. For example, you may have it's not the case in this example, but, well, here's a good example. It has that black eye instead of a real eye that the original AI that made this, Whisk, which was, you saw me do it earlier. Oh, oops, not there, but here. So this AI app made this character with that eye like that. This AI decided it didn't like that eye or whatever and put a different regular eye to match that one in. And so if you want to then want consistency between the clips, I would not keep using this as the starting image. In fact, that's how we fixed that guy that made the Stanton radio. And what we experimented with and found was, to maintain the consistency, this becomes like a starter. And then once you've got this starter, then you take one of these frames here, like maybe that one. And I think right down here, you can, it depends on the video app you're in. Some of these allow you just to take a clip, save off a frame, but this one doesn't. Let's just go edit with Clipchamp. That will probably do something similar. Allow you to save off a single frame of the video. Then that becomes your new starter input image you use from then on with all your other clips. And so what you're trying to do there is maintain consistency with this starting image that the AI has already made it like its interpretation. What is wrong with this clip? Champ. I don't know. I'll try it again in a second. But you want this interpretation that the AI, lip sync flow AI that it uses came up with as your new character starting image. And that's what I'm trying to get to have happen here. Language and subtitles. No, I didn't overlook it, it's just not there. Okay, worked that time. So let's see, how can I save off a clip? One frame and right there, about like that. Um, huh. All I want is a single clip out of this video. Are you gonna let me do it or not? Doesn't look like that's even an option. It's weird. Let me try loading it in a different. I bet it's in here somewhere. I just don't know how to do it. I don't use this app ever. Screen, audio, text. Whatever. Let's close that. Let's close this. That was a media player. See if they have something else that we can use to show this video. Media player, no, no. Media player legacy, maybe. Let's try that. Stop. Yeah, sure. Okay, so there we go. Now, will you let me save it? My main computer, whatever app I use there, it's always there. Let's come over here. Let's go over to that sample video. What do I use? Media player, movies and TV. Maybe
Howdy.
that's it.
Making cartoon characters speak is super easy.
Save photo from video. That's it right there. So that's even stopped on the right clip. So save video or photo from video. Save this frame. And you could have just took a screenshot, I guess, but I want exact resolution. You know, the lip sync flow video put out this resolution, and I want to take an exact match for that one frame from that and use that as my new input. So characters, cartoon cowboy is not on here because I created it on the other computer. Let's jump over there and get it. Cartoon cowboy, whole folder. Okay. Paste it over here. Okay. I do not want to call it all that. Okay, let's jump over there and see if it's, make sure it's there. Characters. Okay, I don't know where I saved it. Oh, darn it, I put it in the wrong. Put it Stanton Radio Project. Okay, over here. There. Oh, right. So then I grabbed this and which one's the new one? Oh, one's JPEG with an E and one without. Okay. That's the new one right there. Without. So then I copied that back over to the other computer. Destination folder is a subfolder, source folder. Okay, I don't know what it's. I didn't even read that. Let's just try this again. Copy, paste. I don't know what was going on there. So yeah, this is the old one. This is the new one that we just captured from the first video rendered. So we had some other AI make that character, put it into the lip sync flow, had it generate a small video, which was what this came from. Then I took a clip from one frame from that video, and that's going to become the new input along with the voice print. So I'm going to come back over to the app right there. I'm going to edit the character, get rid of this, replace this image. Right there. So that will be the new starter image for this character. Default audio, voice print. Okay, and I'll re-render this one, but also add another one. Tune character. Um, okay, so what these characters do all of the cheesy marketing for me. I could play with all this stuff. I don't really need to. Play with these different settings just to see if I can break it or discover something new. Okay, so there's so I can re-render them both. I don't have to highlight them both. I can, I could do highlight just one and say send to service, and it'll send just that one. I can highlight them both and do this, and it'll send them both. Or I can say send all to service, and it'll send every row I have in here, which is right now just those two. So now I've sent those over to the service. It'll say got it here in a second, right there. And now it's back there working on it. You'll see it. Robot Red News. What's that? Don't know. So that is not the voice part right here. It's the voice one. So you can see right there, it's back there generating the voice, the audio file from the text. So I typed in that text about come join us at Stream Team Story Runners. Well, that text is being turned into the audio file of the character saying that with this right here. And then that audio file, this other app back here, this one grabs the audio file, goes to the next AI, and says, okay, make this character on this image say whatever is being said in this audio file. And then it does the lip syncing. Generates whatever else is going on in the video. There's prompts for the video you could put in to, you know how AI is. It may or may not do what you ask it to do, but you can ask it to, the prompt goes to the AI part of or the video rendering part of the AI to try to get it to do something different. Like for example, that the Delnoran who does the Stanton radio um, station that uses this app. He's made one of the characters act all upset and worried. He said it in the prompt, and the AI did it. It not only made the character say the stuff, but the character was, visibly upset. So you could play games like that with it to get the content you're after. But anyway, and like I said, you can also watch this is Task Manager, so you just right click in Task Manager, and you can see these different um, graphs showing what your computer is doing, like how much CPU is using, how much of its main memory is it using, how much of the GPU is being used. So can't get it to resize for some reason, but whatever. Um, and so there, I like to watch that so I can make sure that I can see it's actually actively working. Mainly because I'm a developer and I'm paranoid it's going to break at some point. But even though I've cranked out hundreds of these, hundreds and hundreds of them. But anyway, so that will get done here in a little bit. And I need more characters. I've never made it past the cowboy character. Okay, so some totally different character. I don't know. Yeah, normally I would be doing Dungeons and Dragons or Cyberpunk or something. I'm trying to get something very different. Cotton candy elephant. See what it comes up with. And of course, if you're trying to actually create something specific, like the Stanton radio, then you would spend more time on this, just like with anything you're creating in real life. There's going to be extra nuances. So it may not just be a cotton candy elephant. It might be a cotton candy elephant standing in, a city, downtown in a city, whereas this decided to put him up in the clouds or something. In fact, let's refine, just to show an example. This has a refine option. So this elephant standing in a uh, uh, lava crater. I don't know what that's going to do. It sounds like two very different things, so we'll see how it combines them. Which is one of the things AI is very good at. It's very quickly combining concepts. There you go. Okay, so if you want to be highly specific, you can. I wonder. I don't know which one I should use. Someone's interested in a cotton candy elephant probably will not like that, so I'll just stick with this one. Characters. No, that's something else. There. No, that's Stanton radio characters. How about stream teams? What I'm looking for. Stream team assets. Characters. Okay. Cotton candy elephant. That'll help me remember where it came from. And so then I grab that. Oh, I need to, well, I got Yeah, I don't have to copy the voice prints over and over, so let me just do the voice prints while I'm here. Pick out a character's voice. That's what I'm getting at. E, uh, Libra, Libra speech. I have a totally different library of them, but let's keep using this one for now. I guess a young female would be a good voice for the cotton candy elephant. Let's see what that sounds like.
The vine grew outside many of the houses, and there were some with signboards.
That sounds good enough. How long is that one? 8 seconds. Yeah, want them under, basically want them 9 seconds or less with a second of silence on the end. I'm not going to take the time to do the second of silence on the end, but once again, if you were um, making an actual, well, I am making an actual thing here, but we'll see how it goes. But if you're trying to get the highest quality, oops, you would generally do follow all the rules for getting that higher quality. So screw it. That's why I'm making the video to show all this stuff. So I don't need it. I'm not in a real hurry here. I'm not making a tutorial. So let's show this audio editor app. It's like an open source one or something. So I'll pull this over. No, it's already, see, it's already got a second of silence on the end, and that's often the case, not always. So I can leave this alone. But if it didn't, you can insert it there. So for example, if it didn't, if that was the end right there, in this app, you can say generate silence in 1 second. You can see I already have it in there. And then I'll add a second on, and you can join the two pieces together by highlighting them both and then by Control J or whatever to join them. Let's see here. Well, yeah, join. If you had two of them selected, then you can join them together to one and then save it back out as your new audio file. If you had to insert your own silence on the end. And in my case, it already had it on there. Okay, so now I can copy I could render this on this computer, but I'm using it as my dev computer and video streaming computer right now. So I'm not doing the rendering here. So I'm jumping back over to this computer, and this is also where I'm testing. This is my test computer, so I'm simulating one of the users by using this computer. Okay, so now I can come over here and add a new character. Cotton candy elephant. Add in its starting image, which is really just a true starter. I'm not going to use this one for here on out. This is the beginning. I'm going to render my first little video with it, and then whatever the lip sync flow AI comes up with, I'm going to take a frame from that, and that will become my new starter for this character. There's multiple reasons for doing it that way. Once again, to force the video that's being rendered to be in the resolution that you have set for this app, because the image you put in may not be. It may have, like, for example, if it's an image that has like the sides cut off and it's just a tight view on the character, there's no real background you can hardly see except for over their shoulders, and that's about it. The AI, the lip sync flow AI, will be forced then to, when it puts out the actual full resolution that you have picked here. Let me pick the voice print. So right here, this shows the resolution that it's going to render out to. So that is shaped more like this, but if the image you put in is more like tall and it's like just a profile of that character, it now needs to invent what goes into the rest of the sides that go into that resolution. And so if you keep putting in that tall profile image of that character, and then render like 20 different videos from it, it's going to invent something different that goes on the sides for all 20 of them. And maybe that's what you want, but if not, if you want to maintain consistency, so it looks like that person, like the Stanton radio example of the character that's sitting in the um, in that audio or in the recording station, recording studio, like at a desk, you want that to be mainly looking like the same room over and over and over, and to maintain the illusion. So to do that, you want to take that original, you know, AI rendered video from the original image, take whatever it comes up with for filling in whatever the background should be, and snapshot that one image and put it back in. It's more likely to want to work better with that starting image that it created in the first place anyway, because it's whatever rules are built into its AI model, or what it's most comfortable or most highly predictive to work with anyway. So that's what it generated. You take a frame from the thing it generated, it's more likely to stick with that type of um, video or media being rendered, as well as getting that resolution match in there. So I think it makes sense to use a starter image that came from the AI to feed back into that same AI to render more video. You're more likely to get consistency with that, and it seems to work. Like I said, we've done hundreds and hundreds of these videos for that Stanton radio, uh, and it's proven to work. This process here. So anyway, so now to add another clip with this new character. Um, okay. Um, I think that's short enough. Once again, you want to make these not too long because they need to be at max 30 seconds. And the longer you go, the more likely the AI is to make mistakes, introduce problems or whatever. Um, that's exactly what my dad actually did see this. That's cool. Um, but he said exactly what I knew he'd say. I don't understand any of that stuff you're saying about computers. Uh, that's okay. Um, but this isn't about just computers. It's also about the videos being rendered. So, that's something to watch is, it's kind of more visual as to when these get done, see what they look like. And yeah, those are still going. But um, in any case, so where did I leave off? Oh, I was talking about. Oh, I was putting in this new character here. Oh, I was talking about these not being too long, because you have to keep them under 30 seconds, uh, and the longer you go, the more likely they get whatever distorted in some way. So this feature here, even though you could take like an entire long page of text and put it into this box, which will be too long, but you can check this option, and if it is too long, it'll split it up into individual rows back here automatically for you. In fact, I'll just test it out. It may spit out as one row, but it might spit out as two, depending on the exact length I have in there. Uh, Video control prompt. I don't know. Let's see if I can get it to do something here. Even though it says I've only seen it be successful with emotion type things. Let's say flaps ears. We'll see if it get the elephant to flap its ears. And because it's AI, if you tried it 3 times, maybe one time it'll flap its ears, another time, 2 times it won't. Just have to try it. In fact, one of the characters, what was it? I rendered her over and over. One of his characters in that Stanton radio has a mask over her face, the lower part of her face, and sometimes when talking, it'll want to render a mouth into the mask speaking. So um, it'll sometimes it's just a quick flashing to see a little bit of her teeth or something, and sometimes it puts a whole cartoon character there with big donkey teeth. It's just so some of them I had to render multiple times to get it to just have the person talking. So you can see her body movements, her head movements, but you couldn't see her mouth because she had the mask on. Because the AI is especially this AI, this lip syncing AI, is wanting mouths in there moving because it's trying to lip sync. So sometimes it just puts a mouth in, even if there isn't one, because they're, once again, the person has a mask on their face. Um, Video negative prompt. I've never had to actually do anything for me, but I haven't tried it enough to say how well that works. But okay. So anyway, that's. Oh no. Let me try. Let's try even higher, 50. Let's see what that does. Maybe at some point it makes it run out of memory or something. Um, okay, that's good enough. Send just that one in its own separate job. Okay, it's over there now. It's in the job queue. All right. So, what should I do next? Um, Another character, I guess. Getting hungry. That's what I'm pausing on. What should I do next? Might just kill the video here shortly. Start another one later. Go get some to eat. Now a whole new character. Let's think of something a little bit more up my alley. Oh, yeah. I was wanting to do one of these. Close up of a large golden dragon. I didn't say a cartoon golden dragon, so we'll see if it comes up with a nice Dungeons and Dragons painted type golden dragon or what. Yes, that's pretty good. It's not bad. And see, it's a close. It really is a close. Oh, not as much of a close up as I thought, but it still is a close up. This one looks a little bit tougher. Um, but it still is a close up enough that it's going to have to invent like what does its horns do? What's on the sides of it, stuff. So we'll see what it does with that. Let's go and download, make a new character. And I'll just leave it like that. It says Whisk in there. Okay, and a voice print. A older male, probably be better. Explorer, why does it keep doing this? Ever since I upgraded my Windows, Explorer likes to, it's still there and it's kind of active, but mostly not. I have to close it and start a new one. It's weird. Okay, a male voice. Let's randomly try some here.
The distinctions of moral values have either...
I don't want to use that one for a dragon. Though I could. All kinds of characters out
With
there.
soup and fish, serve white wines, such as Rhine.
Close enough. No, hold it. Length.
Never drink any hard.
Okay, whatever. Let's see how long that is. 9 seconds. Perfect. Let's copy that over to the character. The dragon. copy the whole Golden Dragon folder over to the other computer, testing computer. Okay, and create a new character. Load in its starting image and voice print. Create some starting thing. I should have done that a real short one with the cotton candy elephant also, because I just need a single frame out of each one. Okay, so let's do a short one in order to be able to get it to fill in all the parts that the video needs to fill in around the head, as much as it's going to, and then capture a frame from that. So let's add that, send that off as its own job. And accepted it. Okay, so it's back there in the job queue behind the cotton candy elephant and maybe these two cartoon cowboys, because I think I re-rendered both of those. I don't know which one it's on right now. I think that's another feature that I was wanting to add, was something that inspects the, something that doesn't just show the queue in a grid, but shows the status of the queue, like what is the queue itself currently working on. It's not really necessary. Just wait till it gets done and go grab your videos, but it would be a nice feature, I think, to be able to know which one is it currently working on right now. So 10, 11, 14, 2, processing. So that, yeah, it's got status right there a little bit. So it's currently working on Stream Team Intro 2 still. So I do have that feature in here, just in that column. So I forgot. There's so many things I've done that I've forgotten half of them. This one app is big. It took a lot to make this one app, let alone the other three that I've made in the past 2 years. Okay, so it's an 8-second long, 19-second long. Nice. Yeah, I forgot I added that in. All right, so and it's just got done with. It looks like that one, so it's probably going to move to another one here soon. Okay, so I guess what I could do is let it keep running and go grab something to eat. Should I kill it? Oh, I could put like a be right back sign up and just go get some lunch. But there's not really much to watch here other than the GPU stuff cranking along. Yeah, I'll just make like a video too. Well, no, I guess I could keep it running like this. There's nobody here anyway, except for maybe my dad is popping in and out. Maybe my son stopped by. I'm not saying anything in chat, but my dad did on the phone. Probably would not have typed anything into YouTube anyway. Screw it. I'll just leave it on. There's nobody here. I'll be back in just a little bit. All right, I'm back. It's going to be eating. I went and picked up some food. It looks like it just got done with some video. Maybe. Yeah, there's one. Let's copy this over to main computer so I can hear it. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just put it in here for now.
Hello. Your imagination may have been limited before, but now at home you can make
Headphones
your
on so I can
ideas
hear
come
it.
to life.
Okay, let's see here.
Hello. Your imagination may have been limited before, but now at home you can make your ideas come to life. Hello. Your imagination may have been limited before, but now at home you can make your ideas come to life.
All right. Oh yeah, I wanted to grab a screenshot from that.
Hello. Your imagination may have been limited before, but now.
Okay, let's go with that. Save photo from video. Right there. So save this frame to here. Starter image. Okay, starter image right there. So let's go ahead and copy that back over to the test PC. Characters. Cotton candy elephant. All right. So then I'll make this the new starter image for cotton candy elephant. And it looks pretty much just the same, but I'll use it anyway. Render it again, this time with the new image. Let's go see where we are with the golden dragon. Yeah, it's got a golden dragon going too. Let's copy that over to here. Looks like it pretty much kept it as a close-up.
Hello everyone out there. Hello everyone out there. Hello everyone out there.
Okay, so if we wanted to not be a close-up, I wonder what would happen. I wonder if it would, oh, let me get that frame, but
Hello everyone out there. Hello.
The very first frame with no smoke or very little smoke. Okay. Let's try that one. Okay. Well, I guess let me try a different way. Even though I did capture this, let's look at it. I mean, it kind of looks like crap. I don't like how it happened to be grainy right there, the way that video was being played at that one frame. But if I come back over here, I mean, it pretty much kept the image, the video looking pretty much like the starter image that we already had. Let's see. And it's nice and clear. So we could probably just use that as the starter every time. See how that works out. And I renamed the file, so let's go fix that. Voice print. Okay. And then let's edit it because it's really short. Okay. Okay. I'll send that one to get done. All right, what was this one that was working on back there? I don't remember. Stream Team Intro 2 again, huh? I don't remember sending that again, but apparently I did. Okay, and then I think the Dragon Part 2 will come in again. And let's see here. What was, oh, the Cotton Candy. I don't know if it was the previous one.
Hello. Your imagination may have been limited before, but now at home you can make your ideas come to life.
What really makes it, I think, stand out more the lip syncing, because that's what I'm trying to do here, is demo them, is a pause in between. and there kind of are, but I'd like a bigger one. And I think I can simulate it by just by putting up maybe a sentence there. Even that's not really how I want it said. I want it to be have a more of a pause right here. So instead of a comma, I put a period. We'll see what that does. Of course, I could always break it out to two separate videos, and then whatever I'm building, some larger video, I could spread those clips out a little bit, and there would be your pause. But I'm trying to, in this case, just render it that way. And I'll have to go look at the original AI model also. There could be that there's things that I could do to possibly make it pause more or something. We'll have to see. I'll have to look that up. But now, all right. Maybe I can make that. Once again, it doesn't make sense in English, but making that another, like maybe that another sentence, putting a period there. Maybe we'll make a little bit more of a pause. Let's see. Try rendering it that way as well. Cotton candies and once again, the point of the pausing is the lip syncing. You can see that it's actually lip syncing better when it has more pauses in there. When it's just constantly flapping its lips, then it's harder to see that it's lip syncing when it's an elephant, just with that bottom lip moving up and down. Let's I got my food, but I haven't eaten it yet, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I don't know. I guess I'll play something else while I'm eating. Let's show off the this this tell me to tell AI a little bit while once again I need to upgrade the text to speech on this app, but I don't let me well I guess I'll just play it from here. That's fine.
Raiskin's earliest memories shimmered with candlelight and velvet. His family's manor perched above the bustling heart of Waterdeep. The scent of old books and polished wood mingled with the ever-present salt air drifting in from the harbor below. Servants moved quietly through the halls, tending to his every need, while his parents, Lord and Lady Durander, hosted scholars and nobles who debated politics and the latest arcane discoveries over mulled wine by the drawing room fire.
Remember, this is another one of the apps that I made that's available on Stream Team's website if you join the Story Runners. You go to Patreon, join my Patreon, join my Story Runners as a member. Then this is one of the apps that are available. Tell Me a Tale AI. It makes stories like this as you make decisions along the way through the story. You start the premise. It starts writing the pages and making images for each page and creating the text to speech for each page. And then at the bottom, it gives some choices. Do you want to try this next, or you want to do that next in the story? Or you can write in your own to do next, and then it just does what you said. And you just keep like this whole thing right here is a 300-page book that I made that whole way. Just choosing what I want to do next, letting it rendering the pages and the images. Anyway, that's what this is. So if you join Story Runners, you can make these books yourself also, and they're enjoyable to go through. It's sort of like going through a Dungeons and Dragons story. This one is.
From a young age, Raiskin was different from the other noble children of Waterdeep. While his peers sparred in the courtyard or plotted mischievous pranks, Rayskin lingered in the library, poring over spellbooks too advanced for his age. He marveled at the illustrations, sigils dancing on the page, diagrams of the weave's mysterious flows, feeling a strange kinship with the secrets they hinted at. On a bright spring morning, a crisply folded letter arrived, bearing the seal of Blackstaff Academy, a stylized black staff entwined with silver lightning. The household gathered.
Another thing to keep in mind is that this text-to-speech engine AI that I'm using in this is an older one, using a nicer, higher quality one in the lip sync flow. But the story, Tell Me a Tale AI, this story making app, I wanted it to be as close as real time as possible. So it's using a lower quality text to speech by default so that it gets them done faster, gets each paragraph rendered quickly so it can read them back to you without you waiting for a long time. It's a little bit slower um, it was about like a minute or something using the text to speech engine that is in Lip Sync Flow, which is a little bit longer than I wanted to wait for this story making app because I want you to be able to do it interactively. It's not have to do a bunch of waiting. But there's an even newer one that I'm looking at putting into the next update of Tell Me a Tale AI that is high quality and super fast, even faster than this one. So this book is the very first book made with it, but it's going to only get more high quality from here.
As Lady Dorander read the words aloud, "We are pleased to accept Rayskin Dorander for study at Blackstaff Academy, commencing at the next term." Joy and pride flickered across his parents' faces, and even the stern butler allowed himself a smile. As dusk fell, Rayskin stood at his window, watching lanterns bloom along the city's winding streets. Excitement warred with apprehension in his chest. The academy awaited, a place of wonders, challenges, and, perhaps, friendships, or would he remain forever the odd one out, adrift even among wizards? Rayskin found his father in the study, a sanctuary of dark wood maps and the scent of old ink. Lord Dorander sat in a high-backed chair, poring over trade ledgers by the flickering light of a single lantern. He glanced up as Rayskin entered, his stern features softening just slightly. "Come in, son," he said, setting his pen aside. "Sit. You must have questions." Rayskin perched on the edge of a leather chair, hands twisting in his lap. "Father, what is it truly like at Blackstaff Academy? I know it's not all books and lectures. What should I expect?" Lord Dorander studied him for a moment, then spoke gravely. "The Academy is a crucible, not just of knowledge, but of character. You will meet the children of Waterdeep's greatest houses, and some with no house at all, chosen only for their gifts. Rivalries run deep. Magic is wondrous, but it can be perilous. Remember, trust your wits, and never let pride rule your actions." He leaned forward, voice low. "There will be instructors who challenge you, peers who test you, and moments when you feel alone. But you are a Dorander. Our name is built on perseverance. Seek wisdom, not just power, and if you ever find yourself in trouble, do not hesitate to ask for help, whether from a teacher or from us." The words settled into Rayskin like a protective charm. He left the study feeling at once smaller and braver, poised at the threshold of an unknown and extraordinary world. Rayskin retreated to his small writing desk, candlelight flickering over the blank pages of his journal. For a long moment he simply stared, listening to the muffled sounds of his family's laughter drifting through the manor. Then, with careful, determined strokes, he began to writing his hopes, his fears, the advice his father had given him, and a promise to himself to remember who he was, no matter what awaited at the academy. His quill scratched out questions he dared not voice aloud. Would he find friends or always be the odd one out? Could he truly master magic, or would he disappoint his family's proud legacy? The act of writing steadied him, each word an anchor against the swirling uncertainty of what lay ahead. By the time he finished, the candle had burned low, and Raiskin felt a strange sense of calm. He placed the journal in a secret compartment in his desk, a tradition begun when he was just a child, hiding his earliest casting attempts and childish drawings of dragons. He whispered a soft cantrip to lock the drawer, a small act of magic that made him feel not just like a student, but a wizard too. The night was quiet as he prepared for bed, the city's distant bustle muted by velvet drapes. Tomorrow, he would begin to pack for the journey to Blackstaff Academy, the first step into a world of wonders and dangers he could scarcely imagine. The next morning, sunlight crept through the curtains, illuminating Raiskin's tidy room. He opened the lacquered trunk at the foot of his bed and began the bittersweet task of packing for Blackstaff Academy. Selecting each item felt weighty. A favorite cloak, a set of fine quills, a small pouch of spell components, and, after a moment's hesitation, a worn copy of Mysteries of the Weave that had shaped many of his childhood dreams. His mother had stitched his initials into the inside cover years ago. He paused by his bookshelf, running his fingers over the spines. He wished he could bring them all, but there was only so much space. After much deliberation, he chose 3: a treatise on magical ethics, a slim volume on illusion cantrips, and an illustrated bestiary. Into a hidden pocket went his journal, now enchanted and private, and a small silver locket containing a miniature portrait of his family. His mother's idea, he suspected. Packing completed, Raiskin surveyed his belongings and felt a pang of homesickness with anticipation. The trunk, once a symbol of childish adventures, now brimmed with the promise of a future unknown. He fastened the brass clasps, then sat on the bed, realizing how close his old life was to ending and a new one to beginning. A gentle knock came at the door. Raiskin. His mother's voice was soft. Breakfast is ready, and someone is here to see you before you leave. Raiskin lingered in the center of his room, sunlight painting golden patterns on the familiar rug. He traced the carved wardrobe with his fingers.
All right. So, let's come up with another character here. So, okay, I'm done eating. So we're back at it. We have where we left off is we have a few different characters created here, new ones right here. So got the cotton candy or the cartoon cowboy, the cotton candy uh, elephant, and the golden dragon. And we just had one AI make a single image, the whisk over here from Google. Just had it come up with some image for me of a character, and then I put that into my AI, Lip Sync Flow, and tell them to make a starter video, like an initial hello world video. Um, if like in this case of the golden dragon, that didn't make that much of a difference. It put a little bit more around the edges of the video, but sometimes it makes a lot of difference. If you have a starter image you put in, which is basically just a close up on a character, like this one is, sometimes what the AI will do is render the rest of the room around the AI character. And so if you give it that same image where it does that over and over and over, and you're trying to build a scene of that character saying things, and you're cutting from like different camera angles or whatever, um, you still want them to look like they're in the same room over and over, and with each one of those clips. And so sometimes rendering a short video, AI video with my app, Lip Sync Flow, with your starter image you get from, like, let's say this AI, then you could take a single frame from that AI or from that video that got rendered, where the AI invented what was in the background, if there was a background, like a room that it put the character into. And if you like that and you want to keep that, then you take a snapshot of that one frame from that video and use that as your new starter image for that character for that scene. And then this it looks like that character is in the same room over and over and over, and you're just taking different shots of them, and that really helps with the consistency. Um, so that's what we've done up to this point with each one of these is went through that process, that workflow, and now in the background, um, on this other computer, yeah, it's back there still rendering some of these video jobs that I've sent to it, like maybe 6 of them. It's probably working on the new golden dragon one right now. So let's think of some new character. Let's see here. Doesn't have to be a fantastical character every time. A portfolio snapshot of a professional female actor. You could just try this. Have it generate what looks like an actor in a shot, and then we'll, like, that person. Okay, fine, and we'll make her talk. We'll see what happens. Go download this. Um, okay. So simple as that. Let's go to the characters. Oh yeah, she needs a voice too. random woman. Let's get her a voice. Go over to my sample. People speaking. Woman. Hold on. See what this person sounds like.
He rose and crossed the room quickly.
Sounds about right. So let's see how long one of these are. Don't want it more than nine seconds, really. Okay. So let's copy that, put it over here in the character, rename it to voice print. Let's just go ahead and copy that whole folder over to the test computer. Okay. Back over here, create a new woman or a new character. Give her a voice. Let's get her to say something. Okay. Oh, no. Let's do something with this. Step this up even more. Since I'm testing. 60. Never went that high before. See what that does. See a random one. Okay. Let's render just her once and see what the video looks like with just by doing one quick one. And then if like it fills in the background behind her, and I like the background behind her, I'll take us one frame from that test video and replace the starter image of her with that, and then that room that it put her in, or whatever background it put her in, it will likely keep from then on as long as I use that same starter image. It doesn't seem to be doing that today, really, redoing the background too much. Probably because the images that I'm getting out of Whisk are large and generally like shaped like a screen already, like my resolution that I'm rendering to is. But some of the pictures that I've gotten that I've used as starter images in the past, once again, are more like tall and thin type, like iPhone shaped, and and then when it goes from that shape to the resolution I'm rendering in, more of a rectangular size or shapes video, it decided, it instead of being just close in on her face and staying there, it rendered like the what was around her left and right side, so you could see the room behind her, and reusing that same image over and over was a problem because then it would render her in different rooms over and over and over, so you couldn't really stitch the pieces together into one long sequence of several minutes of her talking, because it would just look like she was just teleporting around to different rooms. And so that's how you get around it, is do a starter video. If that's happening, create a starter video. It'll render out to the resolution that you want. It'll fill in all the stuff the AI wants to fill in, background wise or whatever. If you like that, if it looks good, take one frame from that. That's your new snapshot starter image. Okay. All right, so um, did I get distracted talking about something again? No, no, I did another character. It was the random woman. Okay, so she's back there rendering now also. So I guess now would be as good as time as any to want to reiterate what this is all about. So for the past couple of years, literally like 2 years straight, every day, 7 days a week, I'm doing it today still. I'll be doing it tomorrow. Um, every evening, I've been working on this. Started off not as this website, started off as me creating skin sync here. I was already coding um, with AI by that point when I started skin sync. I'd been doing the whole creating, learning machine learning and statistics and creating neural networks and all that for a few years by that point. And and now LLMs like ChatGPT were out, and I was using them to code. And I decided to try something new and different, which was code on these devices. I've only coded PCs, servers, things like that in the past, but these devices, these touchscreen devices, have a specific chip, ESP32. I'd never messed with that type of chip before. It's always like Intel type chips, but um, so I decided to try something new with using AI as my co-pilot to my backup to help me. I felt like get around things that in the past would probably be too much of a time consumer, too much of a pain in the butt. I would just wouldn't want to mess with it. But now with AI there, I could compress the amount of work I could get done and the same amount of time, and it would be worth it. And so I decided to prove or disprove that idea with SkinSync, and it turned out to be true. It was still very difficult making that whole thing. It's a Python app that's like the desktop app part of it. I also wanted to learn how to make desktop apps if possible with Python. It is possible, but I prefer using .NET on Windows making desktop apps. It was way harder than it needed to be using Python. But it's done. It's a Python app, desktop app, and then the code that runs on the touch screen, these custom touch screens that you can buy like on Amazon or online straight from the manufacturer for whatever, like $30 each or something like that. Five, I don't even remember the size now. 8 inches by 5 inches or something like that. They're pretty big and pretty cheap. And so that part, the code that goes on those is C++, and you compile them for the name of that. Like I said it's been 2 years of doing this. I don't remember everything about what I was doing 2 years ago. What was the name of that tool? Arduino, Arduino IDE. So that is a C++ compiler and a development environment. And so the code that gets burnt onto or written onto the touch screens is written in that, and then the Python desktop app work together. So the Python desktop app will take those images and put them onto the devices when you buy them. They come with basically empty, and then you use the SkinSync app to put the brains onto the touch screen. And then the app from there we'll talk to the devices, like when you create a new skin, which is just a picture with hotspots on it and commands that you tell it to do when you touch that part of the picture, that hotspot on the picture. And then it just uploads that, the Python app uploads that onto the touch screen, and then that's a new skin that's now on that touch screen, and it has a little SSD, or not SSD, but like a little SD card that goes into the touchscreen device, and so you could store multiple skins on it, and then just flip between them on the device. And so then that touchscreen device now is a custom keyboard if you want. You can literally make it look like a keyboard and put two of them next to it. Now you got an actual custom virtual keyboard, but you don't have to use it for that. Like what I've mostly used them for is this game called Star Citizen, and it's like a flight simulator MMO type thing, and it has a million controls to because they're trying to be very realistic with the spaceships, flying them around, and it has a bunch of more stuff to it that needs controls too. Like as a you run around first person shooter style and fighting things and stuff too. And so that's a whole other set of controls. So it has a million controls, and these touch screens. I just have a few different skins set up to take and switch around to whatever scenario I'm in to control the thing without having to remember all these different keyboard keystrokes. And so that was the first one. And that after getting that done, then that led to me trying this Tell Me a Tale AI, which is sort of like a interactive dungeon master using AI, using ChatGPT or whichever one you choose. It uses API calls to do it to a few different ones. And then yes, it's sort of like having a dungeon master there telling a story, and you're interacting with them and going through the story, but it's actually creating pages of a book along the way too. So it creates a page of a book, the text, it creates a picture for that page, and then it generates a text to speech, so a speaker reading the page to you. And then at the bottom, it has a few choices. Let's say three or four different choices of what to do next. What do you want to, do you want to do this now or do that now? And then, or a text box down below where you can type in something else entirely that it didn't even think of, and you say, no, actually, I want to walk over here and do this instead, and just jump down that hole or whatever, and it'll go okay, and the AI will, and it'll start writing the next page as if you just walked over and jumped down the hole, even that wasn't even one of the choices it gave you. Um, it'll do it, and so it's part game, part book writer. At the same time, and it's neat. I want to get back and make a version two of that or whatever because I've learned a lot since then with making all these AI tools. But it is integrated with Comfy UI, so you can do all kinds of things with it even without any updates. Um, and it's integrated, like I said, with like Chat GPT and other APIs. What's the name of that one? Darn it. I mean Claude, but Anthropic, yeah. And what was the third one? I don't remember. Maybe Gemini. But anyway, so that's what that led to the second app there, and then the third app was basically just a utility that I needed as part of messing with all this stuff, and I just turned that into an app, which was this. It's an AI library where you give it audio of somebody speaking, and it turns that into text. And it can do it in batch. You can give it like 20, 100, whatever audio files and say, spit this out as a bunch of text, and it'll do it. And then lip sync flow is what we've been looking at here today. I'm making more content for that because I just got it done, just got this added to the website, and all this whole thing just got done. Um, and so I need like these samples here I did quickly, and they turned out generally okay, but I want more and better ones, and that's what I'm working on today. Is I'm using Whisk to come up with these single frames as a starter character, and then I'm giving that to my AI Lip Sync Flow, this app here that I was just showing you. I give that starter. It's very similar to this. I took this picture and I gave it to to Lip Sync Flow, and it created this video from it.
Show others your dreams and tell a story.
You know, so it's just like that, and that's what I'm doing more of those for this today. And what I'm trying to get ready for is making this available to the public. People already can find it. It's out there. This whole website is live. The Patreon is live. But I'm just not telling anybody. I haven't told anybody about it yet, except for these videos that I'm making, practicing, you know, streaming. So, and I got to get an actual physical shopping experience set up, which I started this well, Friday, but unfortunately I wasn't able to finish it this weekend because I didn't find out till this morning that I needed for the company. I have to get an EID, which is sort of like an SSN for a business. I hadn't needed one up to this point, and but you need one to open up a store that takes in money. Because well, I'll explain that in a second. But and the government's website only is open Monday through Friday. I don't know if what's that's about, but in any case, so I found that out this morning, and so now I'm going to have to wait till Monday to finish that up. But so I'm here soon. Once I get that um, done, then I'll be able to basically go live. I'll have a reason to start saying, "Hey, everybody, come check this stuff all out," because I'll be ready for them to go, "Okay, well, I like that. I want to try it," which I can't do right now. Say, "Okay, here's where you buy." Um, so as soon as that part gets done, then uh, then I can start. I don't know what I'm going to. I'm kind of stumbling around with it because I don't know what I'm want to do still exactly yet. Am I going to pay for internet ads or something? I don't know yet. Figuring it out. But let's see here if I can see. Is there enough light to show this? USB. Hold up to the camera and see what happens. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So that's pretty good. So that USB key right there. It's black on black background, but still it's pretty close. You should be able to see it. So that USB key is a 250 gigabytes uh, drive, USB drive, and that is big enough that I can put all of the AI models on there, and of course the app, or it's really apps, 4 apps, 5 apps, all working together to make this one app. Um, but the AI files are huge, and instead of that's really the big deal about this is this USB key or USB stick. I keep calling it a USB key. It's USB stick. So um, normally to use these AI models, you're fighting with command line issues, fighting with Python, the computer language Python issues. You're fighting with virtual environment issues, library versioning conflicts, where you need this AI in its libraries, and you need this AI in its libraries, but they're mutually exclusive on your system. They don't like each other, so you have to set it up in a special way to get it to work. It takes forever to get that all set up. You have to really want to do it to make it happen, which I did. But to get in the hands of people who aren't going to fight through all of that, you need some other way, and that's what this USB stick is. And that's what that store is for. This is the physical thing. That this is they go to the store. I'm going to point them to the store. It'll have a price on there, and they can buy one of these. It'll ship it. I will. Well, I'll ship it, but it helps me ship it, and then I ship it and they get it and they just plug it into the computer. They can run it right off the USB stick, but it's nowhere near as fast as an internal drive. So what I would do is stick it in my computer, copy off the whole thing right into a folder on one of my internal fast drives with plenty of space. That's it. You're done. You don't fight with any of the command lines, with the Python, with the versioning issues, none of that. You're not downloading huge AI files. Oh, they renamed the file. Now it's not really available for download from there. It's over here now. You don't have to mess with any of that. It's on the USB. You just receive that, plug it in, copy paste, you're done, and then you can do exactly what I've been doing here today. I'm rendering these AI videos, these AI actors. So that's what this is all about, and that's what I'm working on, is getting that store finally. I waited till the very end for that because why set that up when I have nothing to even sell? I've just been building, building, building. I'm done building. I've got 4 apps here. Um, this one is the only one that's going to be available on that store. And the idea is once people start using this, they'll discover, oh, these things are available too. I just have to go join this their Patreon right here. I just go join the Patreon Story Runners as a member, which costs $5 a month. Connect it to their Discord and join the Discord server, and now I've got all these other apps available to me as well. And you got other people that are using them to talk to, and you got me to talk to, and you got plugins that I've made that are up there, and other resources that I've made available up there and only up there. And as other people start joining, it's a teamwork thing. They can make plugins and put them up there also, and so can you. And so it becomes this feedback loop of where we can all work together to make these things into whatever they could become, and maybe more apps. If somebody is out of this group of people, if we come up with a good idea, there may be some combination of these things, or some other new AI tool that's out that could be used to make some other cool thing that would fit in with this. So but it's just it's kind of got, that's what that stream team. It's a play on team as in you know team as in to like to flourish, but also team as in a group of people working together. Um, Teamwork. Anyway, so that's what I'm even doing this for today, is I'm making these characters to make more content using my own tool to add to this web page right here, right down here, to show more different samples of what could be done with the tool. So I'll just have them plugged in down here. So if we jump back over to here, we can see that it's still the GPU is still just cranking on making these videos, and it's I've had just dozens of these stacked up in the queue, and it'll just sit there for 24 hours, 48 hours. It'll just keep going. It'll just render them all out into your job queue, um, which looks like this. This is the job queue on that test computer. You can see a whole bunch of jobs down here from where I've been working on different things. Um, let's see here. What's in this? Oh, that's okay. It's this one. Oh, I cannot hear the audio from that test computer right now. I need to figure out how to do that. Just copy that over to my main computer. And listen to it from here. I did it again, didn't I? Yes, I did. I left it on there. Darn it. Okay. Cut it from there. Take it to my main computer. Now let's listen to it.
Haven't you ever wanted to make a dragon have a talk with your party members, or to tell a story? Haven't you ever wanted to make a dragon have a talk with your party members, or to tell a story?
Huh.
Haven't you ever wanted to make a dragon have a talk with your party members, or to tell a story?
It doesn't really consider the dragon needing to open his mouth very much or something. Let's see here. In the original video, I think he did. Yeah, I think he
Hello,
did.
everyone out there.
Oh no, I didn't make him say much. But he did open his mouth a little bit, like right there. That is probably what I ought to take a snapshot of that and give it to him. Wrong one. Got it. A snapshot of that one. Oh, well, that should have been it. No, it just takes some random picture. I don't think that's what was going on before. I think it was taking a snapshot from right where I was at in the video. Okay, maybe I was playing the video in here before.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Yeah, so that's what he was kind of like in the video I just did. He was kind of just like mumbling a little bit. He's just barely opening his mouth. Here is hopefully going to encourage the AI to make him actually open his mouth a lot more as he's speaking. Anyway, let's take a picture of this. Save a frame. There we go. That's what I was looking for this whole time. So I open it in this, whatever this tool is. What is this called? Uh, photo. That's the photo viewer app. So you can watch a video in the photo viewer app, and then you can save a frame from it from any particular point. Okay. Let's try that. Okay. Let's copy that over to the testing computer. Paste it in. Open up the script. I'm going to change it over here and in the individual rows. Was it? Was it? Oh, it was right. It was a starter image with his mouth open. Right there. Let's try that as a starter image. Okay, and Gold Dragon. Let's come over here and change. Oh, I don't have to. Right. It's only for audio. All right, I don't have to. Okay, so let's send this one to get as a job, new job. And the server's accepted it, and it'll get kicked out as soon as the queue gets around to it. So, so it becomes sort of you know, you're a quality assurance person working with the AI instead of, like in this case, to make this dragon, I would probably have to be like a 3D wireframe artist who knows how to put all the the shapes together into a dragon and animate it and render it with normal 3D rendering software. Instead of knowing how to do any of that, I just have the AI make all of these parts, and then I ask it to do something, and then I do quality assurance. I look to see if it did it good enough, and if not, have it do it again, or make some adjustments to nudge it towards doing it the right way, and then ask it to do it again. And then I just keep checking its output, and when I accept its output, we move forwards. And that's a lot different. But it still has human in the loop, at least so far. I don't have faith that's going to last long. I have always automated everything, even things I put off to later. My intention was to automate those things later too, and that always ends up being the case if you have time. And AI is a big force multiplier and time compressor, so it's definitely makes that much more likely as the new normal workflow. Okay, so it's still working on the woman, the random woman. I bet that's the one it's working on. Let's look at the, this is the part that the admin tool that launches these. That's something I didn't show at all today, but there's an admin tool that's built into this as well, where you can start and stop these services. And oh, come on. There we go. File, run service admin. So this admin tool here allows you to start and stop the services, and you can also check this checkbox when you start the services, and it will make these console windows appear back here, so you can see the output of the services as they're running. And so if you want real details about everything, then like I do right now, I want to know exactly which one is the one it said it's working on last. Multi-talk input, cotton candy elephant. Did I do another cotton candy elephant render? Forgot about it. Okay, so that's what it's on. It probably hasn't gotten to the random woman yet. Uh, Cotton candy elephant. Um, Flaps ears. So, oh yeah, all right. I didn't make another one asking it to flap its ears. All right. So it's working on that, and I've also been putting in extra large numbers for the. Here, I'll show you the previous script right there. Um, like these right here. I've been editing these sample steps. Well, I'll show that in a second, but these sample steps are basically telling the AI that's making the video part of it, not the voice part. The voice part gets done first, but the video lip syncing part, it's basically telling it, you could think of it as like how many times to um, render the same frame over and over and over and enhancing its quality each time before moving on to the next frame of the video. 10 is basically the lowest you want to use to have without introducing artifacts, problems into the video, but it goes faster at 10. And then I I've tried 60. We'll see if it works. I don't know if it makes it take longer, or if it uses up more memory. Which will eventually, if it uses memory, then eventually, as I make this number higher and higher, it'll run out of memory on my GPU. But it probably doesn't. I'm thinking it probably doesn't use more memory. The more sample steps probably just takes longer. It's probably just um, spending extra cycles on enhancing the same frame over and over and over rather than somehow like expanding the amount of memory that it's using on it. It's just iterating more times, I think. We'll see. That's why I'm testing it. But anyway, so those sample steps, 10 as the lowest to make the video render faster, and higher to make it have higher quality but slower. But anyway, like I said, you could learn about some of that stuff in the help. I'm not going to talk about that right now. That's more advanced features that are built into this. But script editor guide, it's about that script editing page there. So you can see here, it's showing that same screen we've been looking at, and then this whole web page just talks about all the features in here. including this one here is pretty neat. AI assisted editing. I think it is. It's especially for people who don't already do AI every day for years. It took a bunch of trial and error before I really got the whole prompting and context setting all this stuff in my mind real solid. So I can, and it hasn't been that long ago, so I can still see in my head how a lot of people wouldn't know how to do this. So I think this feature is pretty neat. So here under the edit menu, yes, you can copy the JSON, which is the data that represents the script. You can copy it out. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. It's just all the same data. It's just in a format that's called JSON. It's a type of text format that computers find easy to read. And it's usually used by computers to pass data back and forth between them. And humans don't usually look at it, except for developers. So this is it. As you can see, it's putting in all the stuff I put in is in here. The starter images, the starter audio files, the different script entries, all the settings for everything. It's all in here. And maybe if you're like sharing these things with other people, like you can copy that and paste it to an email and send it to somebody, and then copy it out, paste it back into theirs, and then theirs will have all the same values in them. Which maybe doesn't make sense because you have these paths pointing to files that would point to somewhere else, presumably on their computer. But in this case, but you never know. It's there because maybe a developer is wanting to try to integrate with this or something. Who knows? But it's a convenience thing. But really, those are just building up the code behind this feature right here. When I implemented these, this one kind of uses what the code that those are using. But in any case, that's neither here nor there. It doesn't really matter. This is the feature that is interesting. Copy AI edit prompt. So what it does is it looks at all this stuff back here that you've entered in. It generates that JSON, which you'll see down here, and pastes it in. So that whole JSON blob that we're just looking at, as if you had hit the edit menu, went to copy JSON. It pastes that in here as if you'd done that, and then it puts instructions in, down here at the bottom and up here at the top, AI prompt start marker. So from here down, really from here down is for the AI. You give it to the AI. What AI? Well, your AI. So if let's say you're using Chat GPT or you're using Claude or Google's I cannot remember it. It's not like I don't use it. Well, I haven't actually been using it every day. I've been using Cursor every day, but darn it, Google starts with a G. Gemini. I'm being dumb. Yeah, Gemini. Are there others? Let's see here. Chat GPT, Gemini, Claude. Okay, but there are others, just not others that I'm using, except for Cursor. And Cursor has basically the same ones in it. It's another type of AI tool, but mainly for developers, though anybody could use it. But in any case, so those chat AIs. So if you have an account with like Chat GPT or Gemini, Google's Gemini or whatever, you can ask that chat AI, because that's the same type of AIs we use to write code. So you can ask those AIs to make the script for you, make adjustments to it for you. So you pull up this page, you grab all of this text from here all the way down, like that, and you can make edits to it too. It talks about that at the top. So at the very top are instructions for you, telling you things you can put in here to make the AI do even better. And so then once you've got that copied out, that prompt that's generated for you, then you can, let's say, I'll just go to Gemini and I will take and say, what was, oh, okay, golden dragon. So you can see right there, there's one golden dragon. Okay. I'm going to say, read the instructions below and edit the JSON script, the JSON to add 2 more golden dragon script entries that say something interesting about creating um, AI videos with characters like him, or about working together as a team and story runners. I don't know, club or something. Let's see here. Okay, and so then I will paste in that whole blob that got copied out of this option right here. So everything below, so all this stuff I copied out, I just pasted down below my general request. And what we'll see it should do is create 2 more golden dragon scripts, just like I asked it to do. And let's see what it does here. And there it is, generating some more JSON. We'll see if it gives us what we actually asked for, if it broke anything or whatever, but here in a second. But generally, Gemini does a really good job. So I imagine it's going to do okay. All right. So now we just copy that, come back over to the app, come over here and paste in the JSON that the AI gave us. Let me check it, make sure that what got copied out was just the JSON. Yeah, I don't see anything added on the beginning or the end. Okay, so it looks like just the JSON. Good job, Gemini. Now let's come up here, I think, and paste. Replace the current script. Yes, replace it. Okay, and now we have 3 golden dragon rows. All right. So what's the first one say? Haven't you ever wanted to make a dragon have a talk with your party members or to tell a story? Okay, that's the one I wrote. And now here's the 2 new ones that the AI added. With AI, you can bring mythical creatures like me to life. Imagine the big stories we could tell together. Very good. In the Story Runners Club, we combine our creative powers. Every member's idea helps build a grander tale. Very good. Okay, what it did not do is put in the voice print. Video control prompt. Looks wise. Okay. Good job, I guess. Character. Yeah, but why is it not? Getting the voice in. Reference audio files required. That's right. It should be auto inserting it. Huh. Interesting. Definitely changed that. Let's come over here. Oh, I didn't give him one. That's why it's not working. Okay. Is that another bug? Even though I'd already fixed that? Let's look at the image. Yeah, it's the one with his mouth open. Okay. Oops. Bum, 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 bum. So now if I delete that, it does automatically pop back in? Yes. Very good. Okay, now this other one didn't have it at all. Oh, maybe it did. Okay. Still, what were the instructions we gave it? Let's look at that again. Did the instructions tell it to copy the same image and voice sample over? Voice print? Use the... No, I don't think so. I need to add that. Yeah, I think I need to add that. So that's another to do. Um, oh, right back there's to dos. Take the AI, oops, make the AI prompt. Instruct to keep the same starter image and voice. What do they call it on screen there? Well, I guess that doesn't matter. Darn it. And voice print audio file paths. Yeah, it's fine. Make the AI prompt instruct to keep the same starter image file paths and voice print audio file paths consistent when adding in new script entries based on existing characters. Okay, something like that is what I'm gonna do. Modify that screen there, that feature. I haven't shipped any out, any of these USB sticks out yet, so I can still make changes and overwrite the ones that I've got there, as well as the new ones I have coming with the new changes. They're minor changes, not that big of a deal anyway, but I'm going to squeeze in as many as possible. Um, I've got a software updater built into it also for people who join the story runners, but I don't want to rely on just that. I want to have the ones I first send out be as up to date as possible. So where is it? Oh, I was hovering right around it. This. So yeah, this is the help manual user guide. It's pretty big. It covers pretty much everything in here. Okay, so anyway, so it goes on and on and on. Right, what was I was in the middle of saying something. Instruct to keep the same starter image file path. Oh yeah, so yeah, what I'm talking about is this. So basically adding some more instructions in here. The script JSON structure guide. Characters define AI actors, the default images and voice prints. So it defines what this is, but what I'm not doing, I don't think, in here is saying when you create more of these based on a character that's already in here, then use the same starting image path and voice print path from a previous script entry for that same character on the new script entries you're adding in. So you have that consistency thing I was talking about. Um, Now, you get that by default anyway with the image. Um, but I didn't build the voice print in the same way. So even though this is a default, if you don't enter it in over here, it complains and makes you put it in. Now, for putting it in, all you have to do is just delete out whatever's there and exit out, and it puts the default one in. Um, Whereas, as you notice, there is no thing here for the image, the starter image. The image has more stuff to it, like which is over here. Um, like it, you don't have to do it the way I've been showing how to do it this whole time. That's just one way of doing these. Is like creating that starter frame, creating that starter frame, that starter image that's going to get animated into a video. That whole way of doing it is one way. Another way is doing all of that to create one of these videos. And then with the next video down, you can say, take the first frame of the previous video, like, so if you're on Cartoon Cowboy, it would, on the second row here, it would take the first frame or the last frame from the previous video. So if you're on video 2 here of Cartoon Cowboy, it would go back to the first or last frame from the video generated here on this Cartoon Cowboy and make that the starting image being fed into this one. Which could be useful if you're trying to set up a thing where you have the character maybe moving their arm up, and wherever they stop, with their hand there, you want that to become the first frame in the next clip so that then they move their hand from there back down to where it was or whatever. If you're trying to choreograph it like that, which is kind of hard to do with AI, but if that's what you're trying to accomplish, and I've done it with this, then you want to take like the last frame usually, not, but the first frame's there just in case you want to do it for some reason, but usually the last frame from the previous video, wherever it left off, the character is in that pose, that becomes the first frame in the next video, and then you say, okay, continue from there. And I've had it work. The AI can once again get creative and do something else instead, but generally that's a pretty useful feature you can do there. And you also have this image override. So you can just pick entirely different image for this one entry and say, start with this one right here. I don't care what the default is. I don't care about the frames. I want to start with this one. And that'll work also. So the starter image works different because of all that from the starter voice print. Anyway, the AI did not put the starter voice print in what it generated. It just created these rows, these two rows here, filled in the text, and pretty much everything. That's all that I do have set up on these. So it kept the defaults for everything. Let's see here. What was the starting 50 for sample steps? Did it keep that on the new ones? Yeah, I did. Cool. So carried those forwards. So basically, it made a copy of this one, changed the text only, and created two new rows and put them in for us. And all we had to do is go to the chat. Remember, if you remember, I've been talking so much, you may have forgotten what this is all about. But we copied that prompt from the Lip Sync Flow app, pasted it into a chat AI, asked it to do the editing for me instead of using the user interface. Instead of using this user interface, I just took and said, give me the prompt. I'm going to go give it to Gemini in this case, ask it to add the new rows in, and then I just paste them back, paste it back in, and there they are. That's what happened. I just did that live in front of you. Now I discovered it didn't put the audio, it didn't carry the audio forwards. But maybe, in fact, I'll have to test it again. Maybe it did, and it's just that it's because I didn't have the default set on there, and so that's why it looked that way. It came across that way. So let me try it again. Copy, in fact, copy. Copy needs to copy from just there down. Anyway, I need to make sure that feature works. No, it does not do that right now. I need to make it do that. Okay, so I'll start a new one. And it's got 3 of those rows in there. I was going to have it add 2 more in. Start a new conversation. Okay. Read the instructions below and edit the JSON script to add 2 more golden dragon row script entries. It might have figured it out even with saying rows, but I just try to stick with the lingo that's in the prompt so that it's much less likely to hallucinate, which is basically just me not being clear about what I'm wanting. Script to add 2 more golden dragon script entries. Um, come up with similar um, uh, script text language as additional samples for each script entry. Basically just telling it to come up with something that says something similar to what was already there in the other golden dragon script entries, and add 2 more. And then I'm going to paste in that whole prompt again, and yeah, and that's it. I'm testing to see what happens with the audio again. So if I do it like I did last time, now that I've got a default voice print added in for the golden dragon character, the character object, this here, right up here, this character object, I did not have a default audio voice print in there. Why is it not saving? I must have never saved it. Huh. Scripts. Stream team intro 2. Not sh Is that, oh, that's probably the title. Yeah. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. That's, Let's go with that. Okay, so what was I about to do? Oh, right. Have AI back there editing, adding 2 more golden dragon rows in. Let's look at something, but anyway, so it's done. It looks like it did end in JSON format correctly. So I come over here and paste, replace. Well, merge. What happens if I merge? Oh, it adds them all back in again. Yeah, crap. It's not what I wanted. Okay. Edit, paste. No, do not save. Replace. There we go. Okay. Um, so it should have added 2 more. Had 3. It did added 2 more. Very good job, Gemini. And no, the voices are not in there, and they're not automatically coming back. So what? And it's gone again. Interesting. Thought I had put it in there, and I had. Now it's gone. Why is it gone? Okay, so still there. And when I hit save, it acts like it doesn't know what it is again. So why is that? What is it changing, or what's going on in my app? Stream Team Intro 2, that's the title. Oh, it's because it's got objects internally in memory. It's keeping track of all this, and when I do an import or paste JSON, it is oh back. Yeah, when I do a paste JSON, um, it is overriding those. It's deleting those objects and creating new ones, and that makes it internally see it as an all new script, and that's why it keeps wanting me to save like out for the first time. So what do I want to do about that? Hmm. Okay, let's think here. To dos. Um, paste JSON should keep script object instead of replacing it, causing us to need to save as a new script file. Just replace the rows for, oops, for characters. sequences and script entries that keep the script object. That way the overall script object itself remains the same. If you've got it saved at this one file, this one spot, it stays there, and all the objects for everything else is what gets replaced. So have merge check for duplicate rows, i.e. the same character saying the same thing in the same index of the script. Okay, so that should be close enough to an exact match for it to say, okay, I'm just merging back in a script that's basically the same script with a little bit more added in. And then that keeps it from adding in duplicate rows when it merges, which is more what I want from this whole AI feature. Because the whole idea is you copy the prompt, give it to the chat AI. It makes all the adjustments that you want to the script, and then you just paste it back in. If you want to use the UI yourself, use the UI yourself. If you want to use AI to edit the script, use AI to edit it. Who knows? Maybe you have hundreds or thousands of these script entries you need to do, and you just rather AI give it the AI instructions and let it do them all for you, and just paste in the result. It's up to you. But these types of features like this will make that simpler. I want that workflow to be nice and simple. So I'll make these changes before opening the store. This isn't going to take long. Okay, so that's good. Good day of testing already. Got multiple new characters created. Got some streaming practice in. Lots of streaming practice in. Don't think anybody saw it, except for my dad. But hey, you got to see I'm on YouTube. But he's already been on YouTube himself, so it's probably not going to be interesting to him. All right, so what else? Oh, the random woman. Let's see here. Is that done? Still working. It's probably still working on, or maybe it's working on her now. Let's see if I, no, cotton candy. Well, scroll down, 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 down. Yeah. There. Golden Dragon, mouth open starter. Okay. I think that was after the random woman. Let's go check random woman. Okay, this is another cotton candy elephant. Oh, look at that. It made its snout go away. Interesting. Um, that obviously is not what I wanted. What was the instructions I gave it? Well, let's look at it over here. Cotton candy elephant. Flaps, ears, I think is what I put in there. What? Let's look at the video again. Funny. Snout. It's elephant nose went away entirely. Got turned into some kind of other animal. Interesting. But you could keep um, things like that, mistakes like that, and you never know. You might turn that to some kind of crazy part of the story or something. Um, But I don't see it flapping its ears either. Maybe that wasn't the flap ears one. I don't know. But that shows a good reason. Another one of the good reasons for using lip sync flow on your own computer is mistakes like that when you're using an AI rendering service online just cost you money. You can do lots of those types of examples locally using lip sync flow, and it doesn't cost you anything. They're just try again. So we're not going to be able to hear her streaming from that test computer. So let's copy this over to my main computer here. Let's listen to it. See how it works.
Hello out there. Hello out there.
Yeah, that worked fine. I don't see it making a bunch of adjustments at all to the background. So
Hello
probably
out
just
there.
stick with the one I already, the sample starting image that I already have over there. So let's make her say something else. I'm just going to try something random. Say wink. Let's see if she like winks somewhere in the middle. Uh, voice, audio. Oh, what's that? That was another. I don't think I wrote that down as a to do. Um, when I pasted in the JSON the default voice. Is there just one or all of them? All of them. Okay, so I think it has something to do with the JSON pasting. And when I pasted in the JSON, the default voice value for path for each character disappeared. Okay, so yes, that's a to do to fix. Okay, okay, so random woman. I'll just pick the voice again for her. Random wink update. Okay. Ah, forget that. Send that one to be rendered. All right, and I can go ahead and have it do all of these dragon ones as another job. Boy, let me redo their voices, darn it. Oh, maybe I already did. Yeah, looks like I already did. What's that? A regal nod. It put in little prompts in. Okay, we'll see if that, darn it. We'll see if that works. All right, so let's send those over to be redone, or the new one's done for the first time. And service accepted it. They're in the job queue. They'll be done. 5 of them. I don't know how long it's going to take for each one, but they seem to be going pretty fast. Um, but still, 5 of them, it's an hour and a half or something. But I think I've gotten quite a bit done in this stream. It took me hours to get all the stream stuff. It takes me hours every single time I set up OBS, but it was a little bit faster this time today than last week or the week before. I'm trying to get in the flow of doing it over and over and over so it gets smoother and smoother and smoother each time. Um, I don't know what that's going to lead to, but I'm trying to come up with some ideas for streaming with the purpose of the streaming to basically be an extension of Stream Team, the story runners, um, like extra content for those people who join me, and also as sort of like a an advertising type thing, like to get the word out that this is here and come join me. Uh, Costs a little bit of money, but not that much. Not as much as I mean, I think the cost of this USB stick with AI with the AI actors, the lip sync actors, um, I think it's close to like $100 a month for those services, and you're rendering up on their servers and all the negatives that come with that. This it's on your computer at home, and it's going to be less than $100 once, not a month. Just get the USB stick sent to you. Hello. So it looks like my son finally saw this stream, or I don't know if he saw the stream, but he saw my message. But I'm about done now. Um, that's what I was leading into, is I'm about done, I think. Um, I've yeah, shown the hell out of this app today. Covered all kinds of different things with it and tested it. Found some more one bug. I would call that one thing a bug. Uh, the other things are just enhancements that wouldn't really need to be there before shipping it. But that one bug is annoying. It's not the end of the world, but is the very newest feature. The last feature I added was that AI prompt feature. So I obviously needed more testing on that, and so that's good that I did it now before opening the store next week. So I'll have all of those changes in there tested before then. I showed how to use Google Whisk or any other AI that makes images. I might go ahead and make one of those and add it to this as well, but um, it's not necessary right now. But what I'm building up to with this, I think, in the back of my head is, that's why if you look here at the homepage, these four apps, not so much this one though, kind of it can apply, I guess, but it's because you can just use it with any app on a computer. But really, these three here are like AI content creating apps. And so what I kind of imagine I'm building towards here is all of the components needed to put them together into a studio or a manufacturing, even that doesn't really, the idea of a manufacturing assembly line, it doesn't lend itself to artsy type stuff, which this is, but it's essentially that's making a movie. It's what it's like, is a big assembly line of all these parts, moving pieces and parts being processed and assembled together at the end. So that's essentially what you're doing. So I can see this all coming together as generate using AI to generate all the different parts and pieces that you would use to make all kinds of different media content. Um, like the Tell AI by itself is could use all of these AI tools to extend it. It's an interactive story adventure that you're living through as you're using it to make a 300-page book at the same time. Well, it's generating images right now already. It's generating text to voice already right now. Well, it could be generating videos. So now this thing is like an interactive video story that, so it could grow to use a lot more AI tools, and they could all grow and come together into like a suite, into a studio. Though I need people to join me and provide that feedback loop, that engine of help me, help you, help me, help you. Oh, anyway, so here's that Whisk app that generates images from Google. Though there's open source tools I can get and make add this very similar thing to that studio. That's kind of what I was getting at. Is that studio idea would be, well, you could just get Stream Team and it will have generate the characters, generate the voice for the characters, which I'm already doing. So why not just add generate the character, the initial image? Why not just add one of those to my system also? It wouldn't be That'd be less difficult than the lip sync was. Lip sync videos was much more difficult than that. So pretty soon I might end up adding an character image creator so that when all these pieces get plugged together into one studio, you could see how you would create a portfolio of characters and with starter images and different scenarios for different scenes, different types of scenes, and there could be like hundreds for one character. So starting off in a city, starting off in the jungle, starting off in the desert, whatever, and there's that same character over and over in all these different scenarios. So you just pick that one and off you go. Um, you have different voices, maybe because maybe there's an advantage, even though the AIs are doing pretty good at morphing the voices into being having emotion or whatever. Maybe there is still a quality advantage to having different voice prints, some with more emotion, some with less, so that the AI that mimics them does a better job, maybe. But you can see how all of this could come together into a media generating workflow studio. Um, but for now, I just used Whisk to quickly generate some of these starting character images. And that was it. All the rest of it just feeding into my software, Lip Sync Flow, which did all the rest of the work using the AI libraries that it has. It's open source AI libraries. All right, let's see here. Let's finish up this stream. Let's see if I can stop it without it becoming stuck permanently black like it did 2 weeks ago, because I didn't stop it right. I don't remember. Do I end Rumble first or OBS first? Hmm. Let's just end stream on Rumble Studio. End stream and close room. End stream and closes Rumble Studio room. End stream but keeps Rumble Studio room